it's Trey. What's up? I'm having internet issues tonight, and I was getting ready to play with some watercolors. I call them watercolors out of eyeshadows. I'm just going to put them in here. So I thought I'd just flip on the camera and chill out and talk and listen to some music. Show you what I'm doing, because I thought some people might be interested. Alright, so I'm going to put them in here. I hope it works. I have them in this, but they don't really fit very well. So, and then they stick to the top. But here they are. I think this is all of them. I think there's a palette somewhere that has more on it. But for the most part, these are the very first eyeshadow watercolors that I've made. And they've done really well. And it's real simple. I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's just cornstarch, karo syrup, and eyeshadow. That's it. You too can do this. But yeah, I wanted to kind of remember how I did this, because it's been a while. Oh yeah, this will hold a lot. This will be nice. My plan is to put something a little sticky on the bottom of them. But yeah, so and then these actually fit a lot better. Yay! So I pulled out this. I was looking. This is my little makeups that I have. I've gotten at Dollar Tree and different places. And this is one that I really wanted to do. It's so pretty. And it just doesn't even do it justice. So pretty. So I wanted to kind of refresh my memory of how I even do this. And I didn't even get a pan out. Put any left over in here. So I got these little half pans on the internet. Let's see, what do I want to use? So this is just a piece of glass. It's just a picture frame glass, and then I just went around it with some washi tape to protect my fingers. This is a palette knife. I'm going to grab some of this. Oh, this is so fun to do. I enjoy this so much. It is the coolest thing. Oh, it just feels amazing to just squish makeup around. It really is amazing. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have this pigment, which you're going to want to smush into the karo syrup. Oh, it's stuck because it's sticky. There we go. This is just like a sugar. I just put a drop. And then I usually get a little bit of corn syrup because that helps with the pigment. And also having the little white, this will kind of help for it to stick together and all that. But having that little white into your pigment will make sure that you mix it up really, really good. So you just grab it and you just make it into a dough, basically, is what you want, like a putty dough type consistency. And this is what you do. You just kind of take it and you smear it out. And you gather it all together again and smear it out again until everything is incorporated. And then if you just add a little bit, if it's too wet, you add a little bit more corn syrup or maybe a little bit more pigment. I find that it paints fairly well. I did a fairy. I don't know if I put it up on my Instagram or not. Oh, this feels so good. And I can't tell you what consistency I get it to. It's just, I don't know. It's just what feels good, basically. When you just feel it looks real smooth. So hard to show. Can you see how it's still textured over here and then it's more smooth right there? So I want to work a little bit more on this edge to make sure that all that is really incorporated. I don't think it needs more corn syrup. I think it's doing pretty good. I think this might work. It's starting to really like wanting to cling to itself. I like that too. Like when you smear it out and then you go back, it really comes back clean. Like that, see? I smeared it all out. It's all smeared, and then just one pull back and there's nothing there. It's just all together. That makes me feel more like it's one. There's some syrup over here, so I'm trying to pull it in. And now I'm trying to go through, since it's sticking to itself, I'm trying to use that to my advantage and get some of this extra stuff up, right? You want every little bit. See, this is what I like. I like when it gets to this stage where I can get it all on my palette knife. It's all nice and incorporated. It really is more of a putty. Yeah. So I'm ready to pan this up. And really you just play with it because every eyeshadow is going to be different. Every brand, every color is going to be different. Because you're not, it's not an exact science. For one thing, you're not measuring stuff, and I guess you could if you really wanted to, but I find that everything's just so different. Even things vary from color to color. I'm sure you've all experienced that when you get a color palette from a makeup place. Go. I didn't make much. I just wanted to test because I haven't made anything from this eyeshadow, so it's pretty. I like it. I don't know where that coloring book is. I'm pretty sure it was a kid's coloring book. And it was a fairy. And it turned out really good. Nope, not that one. Oh well. I thought I knew which one it was. But yeah, these come out really, really nice. I'm looking around for something to color. Pages coming out of my book. Let's see. Those bees would be cool. Let's do a page. And then I also wanted to experiment with something. So, well, I don't care if the back of that gets messed up. So let's just color a little bit, shall we? Using our, I'll let you sit. I'll pull my other colors over here. I've got a little thing of water sitting over here to the side. I think I want to do like blues. I'm really digging this blue. Do I have anything that can counter that? That could probably counter it. So let's just do a real simple picture here. I'll probably have this picture somewhere else too. See if I was good and cleaned out my brush last time. No. Oh, that's funny. It looks like it's eyeshadow too. But it's blue, so it's fine. But it's not the blue I was wanting. Oh, decisions. Let's just go ahead and use it. All right. We'll just pick you up right now. Give me a card over here. It does take a minute to activate. So I just usually spray water on it, or I just wet my brush and then just rub on it and kind of let it sit and just kind of play with it, massage it in. That's getting good. That's pretty good pigmented. Let's see how fast I can do this. See what kind of background we can get out of this. It's almost like a liquid pastel. That's the way it kind of feels to me, you know, because it's not really a watercolor. It does have like watercolor qualities, but especially in makeup, there's lots of different sparkles and binders and things of that nature. And since it is a powder, it does almost feel like a liquid pastel where you're kind of pushing around pigment. I don't know how much this would really behave like wet. So let's just test it, or shall we? Just wet this area down here with this bluish. All right, let's get some. Yeah, it doesn't flow. It's not flowy. It just, so you kind of just push it around. So I think that's what I'm going to call these, liquid pastels. So when you click on this video, it's going to say something about liquid pastels. So you just got to really have to learn. It's a different medium. So you can't think of it as like watercolor. It's a new medium you have to learn. But it's really nice for nothing, really. The one thing that I wanted to play around with, and I guess I should have done it with this background color, is making a pastel or a watercolor. I don't even know what to call these now. I don't think liquid pastel is a good name either. Oh. This is the bad thing about not editing. All your bad ideas come through too. I don't know. What do you guys think we should call it? Ah, I got a stupid fruit fly in here again tonight. I don't know if he's stuck in here or what. There's none in the kitchen that I've seen. So, what is this? What are you doing back here? Are you lost? There's no fruit or anything back here to eat. Guess you could eat this karo syrup. So yeah, that's the next thing that I'm going to experiment with is getting stick pastels and adding it in with the eyeshadow. Because sometimes the eyeshadow just does not have a good, it may have like a good shimmer or sparkle, but it doesn't really have a good pigment. So what I really like about this too is using the eyeshadow this way. It doesn't come off, so you don't have to seal it. And you can reactivate it to some degree like a watercolor. So maybe liquid pastels is a good name. I'm vacillating. I can't figure it out. I really like this blue. I think it's really a cool shade of blue. You can't really see it that well because of my janky lighting. But it's like a turquoise kind of blue. It's real pretty. It's sparkly. It's a little sparkly. Maybe we'll add a little touch of other blue, give it some depth. I'll just wet it and then I start massaging it into my brush and then I come over here to test it. Now this, I kind of just want to go around the edges. Can you guys even see that? I'm really going to have to work on my lighting because my lighting is like terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, now I'm really putting it on thick, thick, thick. It's sat and it's gotten real pliable where I've added the water to it. And now I'm kind of just picking up big globs of it because I really want it dark. Yes. This is looking good. I did get a ring light in the mail the other day, and I didn't necessarily get it for my art, and I wonder if it would help. Nice, juicy. Load that brush. Get in that bee butt. Get all up in there. Wrapping up the background. My air conditioner just kicked on, and it reminded me and my husband got into a dumb little argument the other day. The other day, I went and should check the thermostat because I felt hot, and it was set on 77. It was showing 77, but it was actually set on 74. So I texted my husband, and I was like, no, or something may be going on with the air conditioner. It's on 77, but it should be 74. And he was like, well, it was 70 the other day, which Kenan had kicked it down to 70. And that's just too cold for the house. It really, really is. And I was like, well, I told him, I was like, that's too cold. Usually 73, 74 is good. And he was like, I get hot. I can't help but laugh. He's like, I get hot, and you can always cover up, so don't mess with it. And I'm like, whoa. You know, it was just one of those times when your husband says something and you just think, did he really just say that to me? And if you're married, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been married for a long time, you know why I'm laughing. So, I didn't say anything. I'm like, whatever. If he wants to keep it on 70, he's right. I'll cover up. So that's what I've been doing. And then the other night, no, it was like the first night it was like that. He said, what's the temperature set on? And I told him, I was like, it's at 71. And he's like, well, maybe we could. My brush is still dirty. He said, well, maybe we could kick it up a little bit. And I've been torturing because I was like, oh no, I was like, this is what you wanted, buddy. You knew it. He's so mad at me. Oh, I'm messing this all up. This is coming out horrible. Just because I've not cleaned my brush correctly. I knew I was going to do this. Lose my brush cleaner. Woo! Kenan gave me his bookcase today. It's a little bookcase. Little 3-shelfer. So I went and emptied his books out today and brought it into here. Put my coloring books on it, and I really like it. I feel so fancy. Let's get the ick out of this. I hate when my watercolors and whatever gets you yucky. Did that clear it up? It seems to be. So weirder color than I thought it was going to be, I think. Oh well, we're going with it now. Here we go. Because now the ink is starting to run. So, it is what it is. I think that's what I'm seeing too now, is that this is the ink from the page. Oh, this is so typical me. Me. These are so great. They're so vibrant and shiny and makes like everything looks good. This test page looks like crap. Oh, everybody's like, yeah, yeah, Trey, that was real appealing. Let me rush out and make those right now. Oh, that's why I don't do YouTube full time, I guess. Let's use our new one. Since this is a total mess at this point. Let's see. Maybe we'll do the wings. Come on, get in there. This doesn't look too bad in person. I know it's hard for you guys to see because, like I said, lighting. Yeah, that's my angle. I really can't paint anything. I just tell everybody it's bad lighting. Yeah, if this lighting was good, you could see how good it is. It only looks bad because of the lighting. I hope you guys don't think that I am some kind of artist or whatever. I'm just here to have fun and figure out things and do new things and whatever. That's my whole spiel. And I think that it's fun to make others to share it with others so that they would share too. Come on. This is one of those colors that I'm talking about. This would probably benefit from some pastels. Ugh. What the heck? Let's just go with it. It's not going to work out very good. I'm disappointed. It's a great gold, but it really needs to be over something. You can see the shimmer. That's just not from it being wet. That's the actual shimmer of the gold. It's real pretty. These are really nice to paint with. They are. They're a lot of fun. Let's see. I want to do one. Maybe we'll do this one and do some blue with it. Let me see what kind of blues I got. Oh, I can't pull them out. decide what kind of blue I want it. Am I going to do this blue? We're going to add this blue with it. I do kind of like that. Let's try that. Shall we? Got a big old good chunk of that out of there. Put you over here. Use my palette knife. Shave some pigment into there. Ooh. Ooh, that is not a pleasant sound. There we go. We got that. Get a little bit of cornstarch. Not that much. Don't measure anything. I didn't even clean off my board from the last time. First thing I do, we'll go over this again. The first thing I do is I kind of mix the pigment up with the cornstarch and in this case the pastel, which is a new element, and then I'll start to squish it down with my knife, my palette knife, onto the glass. I just kind of squish it back and forth. Sometimes it'll slide across the glass, sometimes it won't, so I just kind of go in and try to compress it a little bit. Do it in circles like that to kind of just smush it out, chop it up. Well, I think it doesn't have to be perfect. There's some still cornstarch right there or whatever. So then I get the syrup, and I always just start just one little dollop. It's really easy to control. And then I just grab and then put it in with the mixture. Sometimes I just dab it right on the top of it. It really doesn't matter. I think it mixes better if you do it like that, where you just put a dollop and then mix a little at a time in there, rather than adding the big blob in there and then trying to mix it all in at one time. So once you get the corn syrup in there, then you can start with the whole spreading it out. And that's really all you're doing, is you're spreading it out and raking it back in. And if you pull it up and see how it streaks, it's not ready. It's just not ready. Just keep working it. It'll get there. More than likely you probably won't even have to add anything else. You just got to keep working it. Tell you what, it does start to hurt your wrist. I don't know if you can tell, but that came up much more cleanly. I could feel it. I didn't have to scrape it as much. So So it's getting there. Oh, let me readjust in my chair here. This does get, like I said, it gets harder to rest. And this is broken. So I'm having to also, so I could, it's, can I get it? Screw. No. I really need to glue it back in there. Let me see if I got another palette knife that I can use. Got this one. I don't know if I like this one or not, but we'll see. I just still kind of like the other one better, even if it's broken. I'll just use it broken as best I can. Now see, I have an unknown element here in working with this, is that pastel. So I don't know if I should add some more syrup or not. It's just not getting to the consistency that I want. It seems to be much thicker. So trying to just squeeze it out a little bit more. Let's see. Just thin, thin, thin. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Whew, I tell you what, I wouldn't want to do this for 8 hours a day. Hard on the old wrist. Still just not wanting to behave the way I want it to behave. But see, I don't know. Does it need more? Is it just because it's this color? Interesting. I mean, it's actually pretty good. I can hold it in my hand too. If it gets to this stage where you can hold it in your hand, to me that's also a good sign. Because you're kind of making a putty out of it. Get it on my fingers. That looks pretty good. Let's see how that sucker paints. Should we just do it on our bees? Should we just somewhere else? Oh, I've done this elsewhere. I've already got a background there of that. Ugh, that's a terrible background. This is my very first experiment book where I just tried different things for the very first time, and things don't always work out. I feel so stupid flipping through here, not being able to find. Because, hey, I want to test it, but I also don't want to ruin the page either. Do I want to do that for the squirrel? I think I would want to wait. I don't want to do that on the frog either. Ah! I'm dying here. Where did it go? Let's just do it on the bee picture. Alright. I don't even know if my brush is clean. Let's clean my brush. Okay, that's cornstarch. I probably do not want to clean my brush in cornstarch, but I do want to clean it in my brush cleaner. Get it all nice and clean. And grab my cloth because I lost my other one already. Okay. Let's see what we can get here. Turned out pretty good. Not bad. See, these are all dry now. They do have a sparkle. I just can't pick it up with camera. So yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's fun to do. I don't know that I'll make any more tonight. It just gives you a pastel kind of feel to it. And like this is dry. And I can still, you know, I can activate it. Which I probably shouldn't because that was blue. But I can also kind of dab it out. It's fine. This is my practice book anyway. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me and messing with these liquid pastels. Whatever we're going to call them. Hit me up in the comments below and tell me what we're going to call these eyeshadow. Where's the other one I made tonight? What we're going to call these eyeshadow watercolor things. And here's all the ones I've made so far, except for I do have like a little Mickey Mouse thing with some different ones in it. That's not it. I don't know what I did with it. But, oh, here's that one. That one fell out. So yeah, I've got like some purples, I got some dark ones, I got some skin tone ones, and I've just been messing with them. I'll try to find that other picture that I did with these. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We'll see how these dry up, and we'll test them out in the future. I might make a few more tonight. I'm not sure, because my wrist is bothering me after that last one. Because it really does take some effort to do it, but I think it's fun. I haven't had to use a fixative. Of course, you know, hey, I don't really use a lot of that stuff in my coloring books anyways, because it's just a coloring book. I had to get something to drink there. I was getting really dry. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.